Now, I think it's become quite apparent that Bob Iger and the rest of the Disney executives, the board of directors, really have no idea what they're doing at this point after really engaging in their DEI agenda and everything related to their ideology, and all the failures that came as a result of that. They're now dealing with the consequences, whether it's for a film or television programs or anything ranging in their Disney theme parks around the entire globe. There's a lot of issues going on because of Bob Iger, and now they're trying to go into full-on damage control based on what's been going on with many looming projects. One of the biggest ones of all, by the way, is Snow White 2025, which could very well be their largest failure in over a decade based on how much money is going into this thing and all the reshoots, the test screening failures, etc., etc. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. You can also follow me at Mike01. I thank you also very much for the great and kind support. So we've been talking about this drama that's been going on between both rahcel Zegler and Gal Gadot and the ongoing growing issues between director Mark Webb and the Disney executives, and how this is really creating a lot of different conflicts for this movie in particular. We know that Snow White already went through 3 phases of reshoots, and another phase, by the way, is in the works right now. They are preparing to do additional reshoots by this holiday season, specifically around December. It's going to cost them around $20 to $25 million extra to complete those scenes for both the first and third acts of the movie. However, this is where it involves more to do with Gal and exactly why she's taking action against the Walt Disney Company in recent days based on what's been going on by Bob Iger. Now, with the Walt Disney Company already dealing with budgeting concerns and financial setbacks due to Iger's cost containment measures, one monumental development going on currently involves more to do with Gal Gadot and in the midst of the ongoing Snow White drama that started with rahcel Zegler. Now, a crucial update to this situation now involves how Gal is already beginning to take a form of legal action against the Walt Disney Company as well, and is in the process of making that movement in the coming weeks after Disney decided to break numerous promises that were built into Gal's contract deal with Disney. It turns out that Disney canceled a full-on performance that was going to be done at the Oscars 2025 to promote Snow White in March, where Gal was going to be dressed as the evil queen on live television on stage, singing with the 7 dwarfs to promote the live-action characters. However, this performance was also going to involve rahcel Zegler as well. This performance broke up after Disney decided to axe Zegler from the marketing campaign performance at the Oscars and realized that it just wouldn't work with Gal Gadot at all. Gal was reportedly furious about Disney's decision to cancel her big moment at the Oscars 2025 that was going to essentially be a massive marketing campaign moment for the film's promotion, and Gal was going to be paid millions of dollars to do this performance that is now no longer moving ahead. Already Gal warned the Disney heads that she is about to take some form of legal action, something many actors and actresses, by the way, have been doing lately when things don't work out with Disney and their contract deal, whether it was final or not. In Gal's case, it was indeed finalized, but fell apart due to Zegler's incompetence, giving Disney a reason to throw her out of this project that was going to debut at the Oscars. To make matters worse for the Snow White 25 marketing campaign now, is that this is already creating a domino effect for Gal, where other performances are also being canned, one by one. Now guys, let me just say one thing about this. Now, the fact that the marketing campaign is beginning to implode for Snow White 25 and how Disney's going far enough to break up things that were even embedded in Gal's contract deal, and why that's upsetting her and creating more conflicts over at the Disney company, is obviously not a smart move by Bob Iger. I mean, it really is counterproductive as well. You're only creating more problems. Yes, you may be saving your image to an extent at the Oscars by not doing this thing, but at the same exact time, you're also getting a lot of actresses riled up, and this one, of course, being Gal, and I think that she's in the right if it was built into her contract and she was given those promises about what she was set to do with this movie. But at the same exact time, guys, I am not defending Disney by any means. I will say that this movie deserves everything that it is getting, based on their ideology, based on everything related to DEI and how that's being used over proper storytelling techniques, But at the same exact time, we gotta realize this, is that this is a big signal that Bob Iger is in full-on damage control over Snow White. He's trying to basically hide this movie from as many people as possible in recent days, based on what they were about to do in the coming months. So this is basically going to be their final marketing campaign moment just before the world premiere. They wanted to do something big at the Oscars. It was going to be between both Rahcel and Gal. When Rahcel got the boot from this actual performance, it was only dwindled down to Gal, right? And they didn't know quite the deal with just Gal being on stage, with CGI dwarfs being used on a big screen behind her to promote those characters in the live-action remake. But interestingly enough, this is where things begin to unravel. Now, on top of this, Bob Iger and the Disney heads are the ones that made the call at last minute, and it's already creating chaos behind the scenes for Snow White 25. In addition to all of that, Gal already informed her agent and manager that she is looking to get lawyers involved with the Disney company over the last-minute decision that reportedly came without warning. Gal even had to cancel plans for other projects to make this major Oscar performance happen, which is another reason why she is acting the way that she is in the wake of the Zegler drama, and now this by the Walt Disney Company. Now, Gal already requested Disney to reverse their decision about what was supposed to be debuting at the Oscars, and that worked to no avail, as Bob Iger is already going into damage control over Snow White 25, which, by the way, is going to be a disaster film. And guys, we talked about this before. Bob Iger is going to try and do everything that he can to save this movie from ever really gonna kind of get, seeing the light of day to the general public the way that it is right now. That's why they're trying to do reshoots. That's why they're trying to do a lot of re-edits to the movie. They're rearranging scenes, in fact, as we speak. And they're trying to tighten up the movie as well, making it shorter. Additionally, on top of that, they're also changing up the music in this movie. They're trying to change the overall flow of the film, the tone of the film. I just don't think it's gonna work. It reeks of desperation, it reeks of damage control. They really are in survival mode right now when it comes to Snow White. And we talked about this. If Snow White really fails on a massive scale like The Acolyte did on Disney+, and by the way, this is gonna be a theatrical movie, so it's different. It's not going to be good for the Disney brand, and it's most certainly not going to be good for Bob Iger's so-called legacy that he's trying to build up before he plans to step down by 2026 sometime. And yes, that is when he plans to step down. He wants to call it quits in just a couple of years from now, and a new CEO will come on board. Do I think that we're going to get a better CEO? I highly doubt that. If anything, the new CEO, he or, she, whoever it's going to be, they are going to be fully engaged in DEI, even in a worse manner than Bob Iger ever was, as far as I see things. So overall, I would like to hear what everyone has to say about the current status over at Disney and everything else going on with Snow White 25 and the whole Gal Gadot situation. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys later.